Alright guys, so my wife's car did not start this morning, so we had to jump it. Once it ran for a couple minutes, it restarted just perfect. So last night was probably the coldest that it's been this year, which is usually what takes its toll on an older battery. You know, your battery can work perfectly, flawlessly all summer long, and the way you can tell when your battery is starting to lose its life is on the first day or night that the temps drop. I'm not going to say significantly, because I think it only dropped about 65 degrees last night, maybe 60. And of course this morning she came out, would not start. All I do is click. I put my jump pack on it, let it sit for about 30 seconds with the jump pack, basically giving the main battery a little bit of a boost, and then it started right up. She drove to work. She tried to go out at lunch, and the same thing. It wouldn't start. So I bought a new battery. My suspicion is that it is the battery, and the reason is once we got it started this morning, I checked the volts, which isn't, you know, that's not the best way to check to see if your alternator's working, but the alternator was putting out about 14 volts. So since it did drop, and since the voltage is showing correctly whenever it is running, I'm just suspecting, and we've never changed the battery since we've had this car. We've had this car now coming up on about 4 or 5 years. The battery is not original, so my guess is the battery is about 5 years old or so, which is about how long these batteries last nowadays. So we just got home. I'm going to see if it'll start. The car's been sitting about 30 minutes, and whether it starts or not, we're going to put the battery tester on the battery, and then we're going to change the battery. So if you want to see how to change the battery on one of these 5th gen Camaros, stay tuned. So first, let's see if it will start. Okay, it just barely started. So if it would have set, you know, any more than just probably another 30 minutes to an hour, it probably wouldn't have started on its own. So let's go ahead and check this battery. First thing you got to do is pop the trunk, because obviously that's where the batteries are at on these 5th gen Camaros. And first we need to access the battery, so we're going to pull the carpet out of here. Good time to kind of brush off your carpet. And if you don't know, to access your battery, you're going to pull this panel out. Then the spare. Let me get you set up here so I don't have to. Just a minute. Okay. I've got some extra. I've got a coil that I always carry, just in case you're out and about and you end up needing a coil. They're easy enough to replace. And here's your battery underneath this. So I need looks like about a 13 millimeter, and we'll be able to get that thing out. But first we're going to do a test. Let me get my battery tester. Now I have a carbon pile load testing battery tester, but I have found that they have really come a long way with these inductance type battery testers. And probably the battery's to a point to where it already is detecting it as being bad, but we're just going to hit battery test. And from the viewfinder, I don't know if you're able to see that or not. I hope you are. It's going to hit OK. I don't know if this is an AGM or not. You know what? I'm going to have to access the... I need to see the top of it anyway. So let me get the 13 millimeter. Doesn't look like it's an AGM, so I'm just going to go with the regular battery test, regular flooded. Cold cranking amps, 800, and that's what we've already got in there. Hit OK. Power too low, whether to continue testing. So it is a low battery for sure. This was before charging. Four percent healthy. It's got 169 cold cranking amps. Charge 0%. 10.5 volts. Internal resistance is 17.75. So let me go ahead and see if I can get it started, and we'll do an alternators test. Please start engine. Yeah, it did start up. I was a little skeptical whether it was going to start. Okay. Please start engine. Press OK to continue. The ripple test looks good. 13 millivolts. That's not bad. Means the alternator's diodes are good. Now it's telling me to increase RPM to 2500 and keep it for 5 seconds, then press OK. Now obviously the RPMs came back down whenever I came out of here, or came back to the back, but we're just going to have to do the best we can. Okay, so loaded 14.69, unloaded 14.76. So the voltage is good, the ripple is good, charging normal. And I'm not even going to worry about it. We can also do a cranking test, but I'm not going to worry about that because it sounds perfectly fine when it does crank. So like I said, I'm pretty sure the battery is bad. I'll see if I can find the sticker on this battery to see when it was made. So the TOPDON did a pretty good job, I think, of checking the battery and the charging system. So now's the battery replacement. Got a little vent right here. Just unplug this vent out of the side of it. It just allows the gases to be vented outside of the car. Since this is in the trunk, this is technically being, it's inside the car itself. So now it looks like all you need to loosen these off is a 10 millimeter. And over here on the left side is the hold down. Now let me get the terminals off first. And they're just kind of a cammed terminal. You just loosen them off and you can get them right off. Then over here is 13 millimeter for the hold down. Okay. Set that out of the way. And if you're lucky, you'll have some kind of a handle. Yeah, the battery was manufactured January of 2017. So it's lasted 5.5 years. Okay, let me get the other battery to go in here. And you also need to know, just in case you ever need to change your tire, this is where your jack, your lug nut wrench, and all that is at. Now, one thing you might want to do before you actually put the battery in is just make sure that your terminal ends are clean. Especially with these batteries that's in the trunk, because it's really, it's got a job to push the current all the way up to the starter. So every bit helps. Okay, let me grab the new battery. Now when you set it down in here, make sure that this lip, that the battery's tucked up underneath that lip, because on this side, is where your hold down goes, and it's got to, fasten it down so that whenever you're hitting bumps and stuff, your battery's not back here trying to flop out of its home. There you go. Now it's just a matter of doing the reverse to get it all. Typically you want to go negative last. The main reason they do that is they just want to make sure that if you hook the negative up first, and so now you've got the ground potential connected to the battery. Come on. And mainly if it was under the hood, or even back here, if you was tightening this up and somehow your wrench arced or touched over here on the bare metal, it would be more if the negative was hooked up first and you was over here on the positive, tightening it up, and your wrench went over and touched on the metal. You'd get a surprise. Alright, now don't tell my wife, but this battery is actually the one out of my truck. It's 2 years old. I put the new one in my truck because they both take the same exact battery. We don't plan on keeping this car much more than probably a year or less, so I figure I may as well end up with the new battery. Don't say nothing though. I'm going to hook the battery checker up just to show you hopefully what a good battery looks like. Alright, healthy, 100%, charge 70%, 3.34 milliohm. So this battery is in a lot better shape than the one we just took out. I don't know if you can see that. Like I said, the viewfinder didn't show me whether you're able to see that or not. But anyway, this battery is in a lot better shape. And I almost forgot. Don't forget your tube, your vent. Not the end of the world if you forget it, but it's always good to have it plugged in. Okay, so now we got the cover, got the vent, got everything hooked up. Now let's throw the tire in. Battery, or the tire hold down. Shake your carpet out. And there you go. All done. Guess we ought to make sure it starts. Oh yeah. But like I say, you can't always look at the voltmeter, because an alternator can show the proper voltage and not be putting out hardly any current at all. And if it's not putting out any current, it's not going to charge your battery. But if you look at your voltmeter, and if it's showing them down around 9 or 10 or 11 volts, and that's it with the engine running, there's a good chance your alternator is the problem. So this is putting out a lead that's showing about 14 or so, 14.5 volts. So I'm pretty sure that the alternator's probably fine. That little checker said it was fine. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Like I said, the battery we just put in is only 2 years old. So everything should be good. Alright. We'll see you later.